The round of 16 is here. Finally, it starts getting good. Of course, we've seen some good games, some not so good games. But, it's now life or death games are definitely more exciting.
Yes.
So we're going to focus on our signings, more or less like the players we should have our eyes on and the players that Real Madrid are interested in, and see how well they do in this very, full of pressure stage of the Euro Cup, knockout phases, exactly. So we'll go game by game, giving a prediction and talking a bit about who we should have our eyes on.
Right, perfect. So we've got tomorrow, Saturday. First game is Switzerland-Poland, relevant for us because you hear lots of talk about Lewandowski. And
Exactly.
what do you think about? What do you think the outcome's going to be first? I guess.
I think Poland is going to go through. Number one, I'm interested in seeing what Lewandowski can do, especially because he hasn't scored yet. And I don't want to say that scoring in 3 or 4 games will put his price down or up or make him a better player. But still, 4 or 5 games in such an important stage. You should score.
No, I agree. I think this is a big stage. This is an international stage, and we've seen him score loads of goals with his club team, but he's also playing behind, for Bayern Munich. And I think that Poland, what I've seen so far, these last 3 games, I've liked what I've seen from Poland. They've got a good team, a well-organized team, and I think that he needs to be able to step up in these knockout phases and show us that he is the player that's worth the price tag, and that he can lead his team to.
And he's a player that we could rely on for the next coming years to score goals for us.
He's still got time.
So we're going to say Poland, and hopefully with some Lewandowski goals. So in Switzerland, Poland.
Poland. We're going with Poland. Next after that, 3 hours later, we've got Wales and Northern Ireland.
I think, I've been surprised by Northern Ireland, but I really want to say Wales and, see a Bale on that, good progression, scoring goals, important goals, and making history for Wales.
I agree.
Because if they win this game, nobody expected Wales to be there, and now quarterfinals.
Continuing with their Cinderella story, I would love to see it. I love Gareth Bale. I love his passion for his national team and the way that he never gives up and he's super patient. In certain matches, I think it was against England, he didn't really show up until his goal, but he's patient there on the wing and he's doing what he needs to do. And I want to see him continue to have success with his national team. And I think it's a great stage for him, like you said as well earlier about Poland. This is a stage where you need to shine, and he's a big star.
And he is shining.
Right.
So we want to continue to see him shining. So we're going to say Wales, Gareth Wales.
Gareth, I always mess that up. Okay, next game. This will be, I think it'll be a good match. Croatia, Portugal.
I think that this is not probably in terms of signings, but in terms of players that we already have.
Right.
We're going to see a Pepe and Cristiano against Modric and Kovacic, who hasn't played much, but I think it's going to be a good game for the Madridistas, very tense. Whatever happens, we're going to lose an important Madridista in the Euro. But I'm going to go with Croatia. I think it's a more solid, a better team.
I agree. I think Croatia, what I've seen so far from Portugal is nothing. And they've got good players in this team, but they just don't know how to respond. And Cristiano didn't show up until that last match, and he was screaming, cheering like he had won the Euro Cup, which is kind of funny, but understandable because he's under a lot of scrutiny and he
was under a lot of pressure, without having scored so far, and then scored 2 goals, very important to put them. But the truth is, they had apparently the easier group of the bigger teams,
and they
weren't able to win a game, so they went in third with 3 draws. So I think that Croatia is readier to go through.
I agree.
And I'll be happy to see Luka Modric in the quarterfinals anyway. So
and maybe Luka Modric will tell his goalkeeper which way Cristiano Ronaldo is going to shoot.
Maybe.
That's what.
So we're going to go with Croatia for sure.
Okay, Croatia. On Sunday, we've got the first match is France-Ireland.
France-Ireland, this is where the spotlights are with Pogba, especially sort of Kanté, maybe a bit of Payet. I'm gonna go with France. I think they're kind of they've suffered to win their games, but they have, and I think it's not gonna be an easy game for them. Like no game seems to be easy for France, but I think they're gonna go through.
I agree.
They're a stronger team, and hopefully we'll see what kind of player Pogba is. Like in the end, it's not fair to judge him as a whole, as a player for 4 games, but yes to kind of judge and see what kind of material he's made from, especially competitively.
Right, I agree. I think also I agree with Vitaly. I think France is going to make it through. I don't personally think this Irish side is that great. So I think if we're just talking talent-wise, I think France is a better team. We all have also been seeing that France it's a little bit what's the word? Le cuesta.
difficult
for them to win games.
Me about giving Ashley English words.
It's difficult for them to get these wins, but they're getting wins. And of course, we want to see Pogba, we want to see Kante. Maybe I think we've sort of thrown out Payet actually coming to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But see how these players do. And I think it's always great to see these players come out of their club context and playing for their national team. Because when you're with your club, you play with these guys day in, day out. They know exactly how you play. And so it's, like you said, it's good to see
you
what
train weekly.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's good to see what these players are really made of, and if they can step outside of their club context and be successful. I think that'll give us a little bit of insight into whether they can be successful in a different club.
Yeah. Next game. So we're gonna go with France.
France. That in resumen. France. Germany, Slovakia.
Well, nothing really in terms of signings, players we should be looking on, but I think Germany. Probably is going to be not such an easy game
match
as people expect. Slovakia is it's a good team. It's a tough side, but I think Germany are going to go through.
I agree. I mean, we'll see cross. I think Germany still is having trouble in the offensive end of the thing. So it might be a little bit tricky. I think Germany will still come out because they always seem to find a way to win.
And I take back what I said about the signings because, well, Kroos is already a player of ours, but, there's a lot of talk that maybe, Kroos would have to leave if Pogba comes. So it's also good, to kind of remind all the Madridistas how good Toni Kroos is.
Yeah.
So, pay attention to that game. But we think Germany's going to go through.
Okay, perfect. The last match on Sunday will be Hungary-Belgium.
Hungary-Belgium. I'm going to go with Iñaki in this one. Has a hunch on Hungary. And I think they're going to go through. They're a well-worked team, and Belgium still, they haven't proved that, having a collection of individual stars makes a good team.
Right. And it's a great collection of players. I mean, there's players that I really like, and I really love De Bruyne, and I would love to see them figure it out and make it work and be this generation of Belgian footballers that we were hoping to see. I really have no idea. I did like Hungary against Portugal. I mean, that was a really interesting game, and they found a way to keep scoring goals and make it really interesting. So maybe I'll go for an upset, I guess.
Go with Hungary.
And go with Hungary. Why
there
not?
You go.
Perfect.
There you go.
And then on Monday, the match that we Spanish fans have been dreading. Italy-Spain.
Italy-Spain, well, I think in normal circumstances, Spain should go through. I think if they both play their best, Spain should go through as a better team. But you never know. On 90 minutes, if they don't play their absolute best, they might, get knocked out. I think especially here the interest would be in watching what Morata can do. I think Morata, with every goal he scored, his price is going up.
10 million more euros.
10 million more per goal. But I don't know. I think he's doing a good job, but I don't think, I'm not bought by Morata with the goals he scored. I don't think he's material for being the striker of Real Madrid. But we'll see. Maybe, let's say Spain wins 2-0 or 2-1 with 2 great goals by Morata, I'll start changing my mind.
Maybe you will. So I'm going to go with, I also hope, and I think that Spain, if they come out playing like that last match that we saw, they had a great first 35 minutes and a really crap last 10 minutes of the first half, and the second half, it was like an unrecognizable team. If Spain can play like the way that we know they can play, even if Italy is the best Italy, I think that Spain will win. Also, a lot relies on Morata.
But it's still yet to be seen if Spain can play like that. Like they played in the first 2 games, they played beautifully. Everybody was saying like, oh, it's the best team in the Euro because of who they were playing.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. It's yet to be seen if Spain can play at that rhythm for 90 minutes against a good Italy.
Well, we'll see, and hopefully, if they get a penalty shot, someone else besides Ramos takes it. But also, coming back to Morata, I think that this is important. He has scored 3 goals, but like I said, there are characteristics of a world-class striker that I don't think Morata has. I think Morata is finishing goals that strikers should finish, but there was that pass that he had, a through ball right straight to him, and he took a horrible touch. And I think that those are characteristics to me that if he were to score that goal, that would have been a game-winning goal. Or maybe it would have been a
game-winning goal.
And I think that those are opportunities that you can't miss. And I think for me, Morata hasn't convinced me. I'm not quite sold on him being the replacement number 9 striker at Real Madrid. I do like him. I like what he's doing, but I'm not.
My thoughts exactly. Next game.
The last game, England-Iceland.
England-Iceland. Well, I think you never know what to expect with England. They were expected to go through us first, in an apparently again easy group. I'm going to go with England. I've been saying it. They're my favorites. I think England has what it takes, to suffer, but win. And I think, Iceland, let's say Iceland's surprise, this is the biggest Cinderella story in the tournament, will end in the 8 finals. And, that's perfect. But I think England should go through.
I agree. England, again, a team with lots of talent. They having the hardest time to score goals. I mean, who knows how Iceland will play them. I think they'll find a way, hopefully, and to score a goal, maybe it'll be 2-1, 1-0.
I personally will have my eyes on Harry Kane. This is one of the names that is not really in the orbit of Real Madrid, but I think it should be. I think he's a great striker with a great future. And scoring 25 goals in the Premiership with Tottenham, I mean, like,
not easy feat.
I'm gonna have my eyes on Harry Kane, and maybe call Florentino and say, hey, Florentino, why is nobody talking about Harry Kane?
Because no working papers.
No working papers. But anyway, Galacticos, that's what we think is going to happen in this round of 16. We're very excited. Let us know what you think, who you think is going to go through, like which players we should have our eyes on, and we'll
see if we're right, we'll see if we're wrong.
We'll see if we're right or wrong. Yeah, it's true.
And
like and subscribe, and we'll see you after the round of 16.